Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Semler, and this is the first episode of Lucky Shot. It's going to be a series of videos covering the daily matches that we have here in Counter-Strike Global Offensive. And as we can see here on CSGO Lounge, we've got 4 matches coming up tonight. Now, the goal is to see where we're going to put our rares, where we're going to put our skins. Now, quick disclaimer, before you guys go and, bet all your skins right off the bat. Take my opinion with a grain of salt. But this is the way that I'm going to be putting my skins for tonight's 4 matches that are going to be coming up. So the first one up here, we got MYM versus MILF. Now, MYM, we know that Lord has put together his crew, and he's actually been doing pretty decent with them. Recent results for them, they've just kind of gone through the ESL Pro Series. They've actually managed to make something happen for themselves. MILF, we haven't seen too much from them. They've won their last 2 matches. But, we're still kind of wondering, so it's a little bit up in the air. As you guys can see here, 86% for MYM. That's the way the community is going, and I kind of have to side with them. So already I've bet about 4 commons on MYM for tonight's first match. In the second match of the night, though, this is the real interesting one, and this is going to be the real tough one, because we have Fnatic versus H2K Gaming. Now, we know that this is going to be an online match between these two. It's going to be a best-of-3 match as well. I mean, it's the first match of the Fnatic Frag Out League, so it's kind of fitting that Fnatic are going to be kicking it off. But we don't really know what kind of state Fnatic are in lately. And that's the real thing. And that's what's going to make it a bit tricky to make our bet here tonight, because last time we saw Fnatic since DreamHack Winter was in the Faceit Cup. And unfortunately for them, they lost to LGB Esports. Close matches, but it seemed like every match that night for Fnatic was a close match, and it did seem like they were having a little bit of trouble coming together. It's been a while since those matches, though. It's been quite a while. So we really don't know what kind of shape they're in. We know that they've been practicing hard. We just spoke with Devil Walk the other day, and we know that they are practicing hard. But is it going to be good enough to take on H2K Gaming, a Norwegian team that's been doing really well lately? In fact, we've been covering a lot of them lately in the EMS qualifiers for Scandinavia, as well as the Assembly Winter. And there has been a lot of action for them, and we've really seen that they are quite a capable team, online and offline. So as far as I'm concerned, I feel like H2K Gaming get a little bit of an edge. Now, this is a best-of-3 series, and as far as Fnatic are concerned, the maps are just always going to go in their way. Whichever way that they decide to start things off, they're solid on Dust 2, they're solid on Inferno, but they're also very good on Mirage and Train. And so they have a lot of options as far as the maps are concerned, Fnatic, to really step it up and put H2K in a bit of a tight spot. H2K Gaming, we were talking about them being very strong on Train, but we never really saw them, bring their A game on that map. And in recent times as well, they've had a little bit of a struggle, versus Zen Faculty's Danish lineup. We saw that, that was like the epic 4-hour match we had the other night. But, it was really touch and go. Triple overtime. And they showed that they've really got what it takes to stand up to some of the better players in the scene. So H2K Gaming, I feel I'm going to put my money on them tonight. My money, my rares. I'm going to put everything on them tonight, actually. So I'm going to be putting a couple rares and maybe a stat track up on H2K. That's the way that I'm going to bet. If you guys feel that Fnatic are going to be stronger, go with that. But I think I'm going to be putting my money on H2K. As far as the remaining 2 matches, Hudg versus FM. Now, this is another really interesting one, because Hudg's team, Hudg, there's a little bit of history there. He was actually, his team, back when he played for Nexus, it was the first game I'd casted in CS. So I'm always going to have that little soft spot for Hudg and his crew. But FM Esports, they have a pretty solid lineup as well. So it's like, you do find yourself in a bit of a tough spot when it comes to this team. A lot of people that I've been talking to have been saying that Hudg's team, Hudg's lineup seems a bit stronger. He's got Steel the Canadian on there, as well as Weber. But I feel like FM Toxic have a lot of strong talent as well. RDL from the Swedish team, if you guys have been following the old N Faculty lineup when it was all Swedes, he used to tear things up. You still got Windansky as well as InstaSom, Nielzinho. You've got some solid players on this team. So I feel like I have to take the underdog again here. I know everybody's saying that Hudg's team is going to be good, and I feel like they could really put up a good fight. But this is a best-of-3. And, well, you've got players like RDL and Windansky. Players that can really step it up at times. So I feel like, tonight is going to be a risky night for a lot of you people if you decide to follow my advice. But the way that I'm going to be going is FM Esports. So I'm going to be putting a couple rares and maybe a stat track on that game as well. And for the final game of the night, Virtus Pro versus High. Virtus Pro, we're talking about, ELC, Universal Soldiers. We're talking about, Pasha and his crew. So I think that that's kind of self-explanatory. That match is a pretty easy one. If you want to just get a quick return on your bets, and if you want to just get some, some quick items, probably go with VP on this one. But guys, that's going to be it for tonight's predictions. It was a pretty quick 5-minute video. That's pretty much what we're aiming for. This is going to be something that we're going to be doing whenever we have the time, basically. So hopefully daily. You know, when the more matches we get, the more of these you guys will see, and hopefully, you know, we'll be able to win a good number of items together. But I'll see you guys next time.